Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 138 of Dial the Gate. My name is David Reed. Rachel Luttrell is back. We are blessed to have her, and she's going to be joining us for this hour live. So if you are in the YouTube chat, you can go ahead and start submitting your questions for Rachel, and we're going to get to them in the second half of the show. Before we get into the thick of things here, if you like Stargate, and you want to see more content like this continue to be produced into the future, it would mean a great deal if you click that like button now. It makes a difference with YouTube's algorithm and is going to help the show continue to grow. And if you want to get notified about future episodes, click the subscribe icon. Giving the bell icon a click will notify you the moment a new video drops, and you'll get my notifications of any last-minute guest changes. And clips from this live stream will be released over the course of the next several weeks on the gateworld.net YouTube channel. As this is a live episode, our moderating team is standing by at youtube.com/dialthegate. So you can submit your questions for Rachel to them. They'll get them over to me, and I'll be asking a few of them near the end of the show. Rachel Luttrell, Teyla Emmagan of Stargate Atlantis, and it still says Stuart Tyson Smith. Oh my gosh, Rachel, you're not Stuart Smith. Let me fix this right now. There we go. I've never done that.
Maybe I am.
Do you know Egyptology? That's funny. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for asking.
It's so good to have you on.
Thank you. Well, listen, it's always a pleasure when you reach out. It's always lovely to see you. It's always lovely to chat. So, yeah.
It's you know, this show that you guys created, it was 5 years of your life, and it continues to resonate with so many people. I get so many notifications about people thanking us for continuing to keep the show alive and the various projects that have been done, from my show to the role-playing game that's been released, to this Stargate Timekeepers video game that's going to be coming out. There are so many new fans that are continuing to discover this show as we move forward, and you have to ask yourself, at what point does it become a thing of the past? And if you look at some of the other genre shows, there seems to be no end to this. I mean, you guys are going to live on forever doing this stuff.
Yeah, you know what? It always surprises me. It always humbles me quite deeply. I was in Chicago for a creation convention.
Yes, how'd it go?
Yeah, so good, so good. It was a wonderful con. Everything was smooth and terrific. But I had a question from one of the fans of Atlantis, and she asked me how it felt while I was filming it to be a role model.
Yeah.
And I told her, quite frankly, that when we were working on this ages ago, as you said, it was 5 years of our lives. And particularly in the beginning, we were all focused on, doing the best part that we could for our characters, serving the story, etc. But we were not aware about how, it was connecting with our audience and where it would go. We had no idea. So, now when I get asked those questions, all I can say is I'm so honored. I'm so deeply honored to have been part of something that is so impactful and stands the test of time. Yeah, at the convention, I met fans from 8 years old. Like, yeah, 8. They were these two adorable sisters. One was 9 and the other was 8, and and then I have fans who runs the gamut, and that always blows my mind. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Yeah.
When you were working on production, I have a hard time thinking of a live action series now that's an hour-long drama that runs 20 episodes a season at this point.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that when that was standard for you guys, you were keeping your heads down with the work, just trying to keep ahead of the material, not so much paying attention to what the fandom was thinking.
Yeah, 100%. We didn't know. I mean, it wasn't until our very first convention, and that was at
San Diego Comic-Con, wasn't it?
San Diego Comic-Con, yeah. And we were all of us so nervous because we didn't know. We didn't know how we were going to be received, and yeah, we were just so overwhelmed by just the wonderful way that the fans took us into their hearts, and I continue to be. Yeah, it's amazing.
Do you think that it's a good thing that the show kept you guys so busy, that it keeps you away from a lot of the online chatter from week to week about what's going on? Because now in this day and age, you can turn on Twitter, see if you're trending or not, see what other people are thinking of you. And I imagine for like a lot of these modern shows, people are like, it would be really easy to get sucked into that and make that almost primary, and your job, like doing the work, secondary, without you even realizing it.
Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting comment. And I for one have always had kind of a strange relationship with social media.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, it allows me to reach out and participate with fans, but I also find it to be kind of daunting. I mean,
Yeah.
quite frankly, I find it to be daunting. I know that one can get sucked into it, and you can just spend, tons and tons of time comparing oneself to, all kinds of things. So I kind of try and stay away from it as much as I possibly can, because I don't find that it adds to the health of my life.
Yeah.
Um,
As a mom, what are your
yeah.
rules
oh,
with
interesting.
two young
Well,
kids?
Yeah. Well,
Because this is becoming a big deal.
No kidding. Well, my son isn't on social media. I mean, neither. My daughter has a very small Instagram account, which is only for the family. But I know that the time is going to come, very swiftly when that won't be the case, and they're going to want to have, social media access. So at the moment, they simply don't. So that's the rule.
Okay.
And then as we move forward into it, there are going to be a lot of boundaries placed on it. I mean, I have a sister-in-law who's a teacher, and she has taught kids from kindergarten who are now, 18 years old. And, she's just seen how they interact with social media, how much it impacts their sense of worth.
Yep.
And how much they're using, things that really they shouldn't be using as currency to get followers, and it's just kind of like this
Right.
unhealthy loop that you can find yourself in. So listen, as a mom, it scares me, but I'm just going to touch wood, continue to be as aware as I possibly can. I'm really lucky because my son likes to pull me into different forms of technology, different modalities. So he's kind of keeping me.
He's keeping you
current.
involved.
He's keeping me involved. He's like, Mom, you should be doing this, that, and the other. And I'm very grateful for that. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't even understand what this is, but okay, I'm going to try. And I'm so grateful that he's doing that instead of like, hiding.
Yeah.
Let's hope it continues. I don't know. Parenthood is a wild and woolly adventure. So talk to me next year. I'm sure it'll be totally different.
Do you you're in Atlanta, right?
Yes, I am. I'm just outside of Atlanta. Yep.
Have you been recognized for Teyla, or recognized while you've been down there yet? Has that happened? Or are you keeping a low profile?
Well, I am keeping a low profile, but the short answer is yes, I have been. And it always takes me by surprise, because I am deeply entrenched most of the time as a mom, just kind of, and so yeah, it's caught me off guard in different places, at the airport, at Chick-fil-A, and most recently at the Renaissance Fair.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, my kids adore the Renaissance Fair. So since we've been here in Georgia, we've gone every single year. And this, with the exception of, the pandemic, 2020, when everything was closed down. But this year was no exception. We did go. And I had my hair like wild and curly. And I was just like, I didn't think like anybody was going to recognize me. So if you're watching and you were there, it was a pleasure to meet you. It really was. And but yeah, it always takes me kind of by surprise. Like and my kids are like, "What?" They're always like, "Mom, what?"
Come on, your mom's getting some for once.
Right.
Ridley's, big star. Let your mom have
Yes.
some attention, please. Jeez. And there you find these pictures online of these Star Trek fans dressed up in their 23rd, 24th century wardrobe and taking pictures at Renaissance fairs with their devices out like they've landed on an alien planet. But that would work really good for the Stargate uniforms as well,
Yes,
because
it
you were
would.
constantly creating those period worlds.
Totally. Yes, it absolutely would. It absolutely would. Yes, yeah. Well, we enjoy it. We enjoy it a lot.
How has it been? How has Ridley's career been developing, if you don't mind me asking,
I
and
don't
how
mind
have
at
things been
all.
going? Has
I'm
it been
super.
keeping you busy?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
super proud of my little one. Last year was particularly busy
Yeah.
for Ridley. It was really her first year, her first 12 months as an actress,
Yeah.
and she booked a national commercial right off the bat, and then after that she booked her first feature, and then shortly after that she booked another feature. And the first one has come out. It's called Shattered. It's a yeah, kind of like a thriller. It's a thriller. I don't want to give too much away, but anyway, she
Okay.
plays an integral role in it. Shattered. And then the other one is set to come out in September, they're telling us, and it's called Lou, and it's with Allison Janney and Journey Smollett and Logan Marshall Green and
Wow, what a cast! Look at this.
and my baby girl who was number 3 on the call sheet in a huge movie.
Wow.
And she held her own, and she's just wonderfully talented and poised. And I love talking about my kids, so I could talk at them about kids at nauseam.
Regular chip
Yeah.
off the old block.
Yeah, I guess so. It's funny because when she was filming Shattered, that was her first. Obviously, that was her first endeavor into something quite big.
Yeah.
And I thought that she was going to, need me a lot more than she did. And I thought, she's going to get on set and she's going to be surrounded by all the technicians, the camera, lights, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be nerve wracking because it can be. And I was there for her to lean on me. And she was just, Mom, stop it. Mom, no, don't. Mom, cut it out. Cut it out. Stop. Mom, stop. And I was like, for the first couple of days, anyway, I was
That
very,
that
very
hurt,
kind of
didn't it?
wounded by
It
I
hurt a
was
little
hurt.
bit. Yes.
I was hurt, but then, then I realized that, what a blessing, what a gift that she's
You've
able
raised
to.
an independent person already,
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
maybe thinks she's a little too big for her britches, maybe a little bit. It's like, hey, come on. Enjoy
She can
this
hold-
time. You're going to miss me when I'm gone.
I need to record everything that you just said. Yes,
That's exactly right.
That's it. That's it. Lean on your mama, for goodness sake.
Ugh.
She does. When she's not in front of the eyes of others, then it's then she leans on mama.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm not surprised.
Ah.
I'm not surprised at all that she's got that independent, and if she continues to have the right mentors,
Yeah.
she will do well. It's just,
Yeah.
it's so sad to watch so many of these kids
Oh.
transform into other somethings that, people are like, what happened to them?
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
that's going to be the case for her. So,
Oh, no, it won't be. No, it won't be. No, because I'm kind of like, look at me, kid, look at me. Who the heck do you? I'm like,
absolutely.
we're not playing that game. We're not playing that game.
Right.
And we're also not, I'm also not interested in, pushing her towards anything. The moment she says this isn't what I want to do, boom, we are so
You're done.
done. I don't care if it's in the middle of an audition.
Yeah.
We'll walk right out. I don't care. I'm doing it because she enjoys it and because she wants to.
Yep.
And once
You can't kill her spirit with this.
No.
She, if you keep pushing it, and then not wanting to do it becomes hating it.
Oh,
You'll kill her interest in coming back to it potentially later.
Yeah. Yes. First of all, it was not my idea at all.
Wow. Okay.
Oh no. No.
Okay.
No. I never spoke about it to my children. They know what I do, but I never once said, people would come to me and say, oh, your kids are so cute, you should get them into, but no.
Yeah.
I was not at all interested, and it was my son who came to me ages ago. I think he was probably about 7 years old, and he started asking, and he legitimately had to ask for 6 months. 6 months before I finally said, I guess he's not going to stop asking. I guess we're going to try it. Yeah. But I would be happy for them to listen. All I want for them is obviously to be happy, to be doing what brings them joy, to thrive. And, as long as it's this, terrific. And then if it veers to something else, amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The lure, though, of making money independent from your parents, saying, hey, I've got my own wallet here. Even though I'm only getting like 10% of it right now or whatever it is, I'm also a breadwinner in this house. And I say,
Oh, listen. Yeah. Little one has already tried to pull that one.
Oh, I bet.
She's been like, I would really like this. And I've said, well, no, I'm not going to buy you that. And she said, well, I have my own money. And I'm like, well, that money isn't yours right now. So you're not.
That's exactly right.
She's tried it.
You've got a per diem, young lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. I had the privilege of stumbling across, and I don't know how I missed it, but recently stumbling across a lovely social media video of a certain family who was stuck in a place somewhere, and they couldn't get out. There was some virus or thing happening to them. And I would like to play a clip of that before we talk a little bit about that, if I may.
Excellent.
All right, we will be right back. This is Shelter in Place.
What does everybody want for breakfast? Lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Things are really starting to fray.
Hey, wanna watch some Netflix?
Yes, I would love to watch Netflix.
Okay.
What are you watching?
Contagion.
Oh,
What?
Good morning, Roger.
What do you want to watch?
Hey,
I don't know.
so you
Call the
really
midwife?
kicked ass in that football pool. Yeah, you need to
What?
get
I
on
love
that
it.
doc.
Your mother and I have something very important to tell you. We have decided to...
To separate.
separate.
What? Oh, no, sweeties, no. It doesn't mean that we're not still gonna always be here for you both.
Yes. We'll always be here. Right here. In this house.
Great.
All right, we are back. So that was Shelter in Place. Where did this come from? How did you give birth to this?
Oh, man.
What a cute idea.
Aw, thank you so much. Well, listen, I, like everybody else, was stuck at home.
We can all relate to exactly that.
Exactly. And we are a creative family, and we needed to be creative. And so I just wrote that. And it was inspired by something that I heard. It was a news story on NPR out of China. And they were talking about how so many couples during the pandemic were finding it impossible to be with each other. And so I thought, it might be kind of like, what if we, instead of telling this, sad tale, make it a comedy? Because, it was rife with possibility. So anyway, that's what we did, and it was fabulously fun to work with my babies. And by now, ironically speaking, ex-husband. But we're a team, and we put it together, and we had so much fun doing it. And we also brought in a number of our wonderful friends who are
Yes,
terrific
Claire.
actors. Oh,
I want her on
Claire.
so bad. I'm trying to get her on the show.
Oh,
I may leverage you.
Okay, of course. Yes.
But no, that was
I'll
great
talk
seeing
to
her. That was so
Claire.
cool.
Yeah. Claire's been in my world for forever. She's definitely one of my best friends forever. Yeah. But I'm so glad you liked the movie.
No, it's really good. There was a film that James McAvoy put out.
Oh.
And
okay.
it was the same kind of thing. They're aware of the camera in this case, and they're like, no, I really hate her right now. I want to divorce her, and I couldn't get through it. Yeah,
one.
I'll send you a link to the film. I can't think of its name right now, but it's very similar to like Shelter in Place, and I couldn't get through it because it was so prescient. And maybe I need to go back and watch it again, but it was like I can't it's so real, and what we all experienced both together and as individuals going through the same thing was rough.
Yes, it was.
And you guys managed to make a few minute long drama that was funny and engaging and kept my attention more than I kept the attention with the James McAvoy movie. So it's just like, I really appreciated seeing that. And it was,
thank you.
It was good work. So.
No, I appreciate it. Well, listen, I love comedy.
Yeah.
Way back, oh my gosh, back in the day, when I was new to Los Angeles and starting out as an actor in LA, I figured that I was going to be the comedy actor. I was doing all kinds of comedies. I was testing for, new comedic shows, and I thought that that's really where I was going to be. And I love it. I love it so much. I love to tell a good story, that is moved along through comedy, because we've got to laugh at ourselves. We've got to laugh. One of the things that my wonderful grandfather from Tanzania said to his family was, laugh, my children, laugh. You might be in like a really difficult situation, but if you can find the wherewithal to see, the humor in it, the ridiculousness, then it will make things a little easier.
One of the things that I picked up from Brad and Rob, and that I always carry with me, is LTS.
Oh.
Were you aware of that abbreviation?
No.
Life's too short.
Remind me. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. And yes, it is.
And there are certain things that, are worth your time. There are certain things that aren't. And at a certain point, if things are getting in the way of other things that are more important, I think I think of that phrase or words, phrase every day, because it's like, I think it's important for us to reset to zero as frequently as possible to assess our blessings.
Oh, goodness.
And the things that we are here to endure to make us better.
Yeah,
and this definitely sums that up. So, and I think that good drama can present that as well,
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, part of the reason why I think that Atlantis and Stargate as a whole has been as successful and resonates with people as much as it does is because it didn't take itself that seriously.
Right.
It allowed for people to we moved into deep and complex situations and emotional circumstances, but there was also a levity about it that I think really people respond to. I mean, I certainly love that about Stargate and about Atlantis. So, yeah.
Who from the crew, from the cast, have you continued to keep in touch with? Who has continued to be a part of your life moving forward? Even if just, texting here and there and keeping in touch. What relationships have you continued to cultivate from that group?
Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, all of the cast, all of the cast, and a few of the crew. Listen, a great deal, a great many of us rather, are friends on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're constantly liking pictures and sending, little messages here and there. Um, the cast with the crew. But in terms of my castmates, I'm friends with all of them. I love them all. I really can say that quite sincerely. And I do reach out to them. We don't see each other as, we sometimes, like, years will go by, quite
Right.
frankly. But for instance, last year I reached out to David out of the blue because I was applying for my kids' British citizenship, and and I needed somebody who was British, who knows me, who knew them, to sign off on it. That's how it works for the British consulate, and obviously, David and Jane were the first people who I thought of, and
I love
lickety
Jane.
split. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lickety split, they were like, yeah, absolutely. They signed everything. They just boom, 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 boom. So, it's like that. And, Paul used to say, I'll reach out to Paul every once in a while. And, we'll definitely say happy birthday. We'll reach out and say, how you doing? How are the kids? Rainbow, all of them. Joe, I got to see Joe very, very briefly in Germany in November. I think it was November. And then I saw him at the Chicago.
Okay.
And, there was something so, wonderful about that time that I think, we're all going to always hold each other very, very dear. That's just how it goes.
That's the cool thing about conventions. It allows us to say thank you to the cast and crew. It allows you guys to continue to see the effect that it's had, and it also puts a little bit of cash in your pocket as a continuation. It is the gift that keeps on giving for all of us. It's so cool.
There.
Yeah.
And how wonderful is that? It's
Exactly.
so wonderful. Yeah.
For sure.
I don't take it for granted. Let me just say that. I don't take it for granted. Also, Connor Trenier was in Chicago, who I got to see. And that was
what an extraordinary time. I wish there had been a sixth season just for the two of you.
Yeah.
So,
me too. Me
yeah.
too. Yeah, I loved working with Connor. Mm-hmm.
For sure. What among other of the guest stars were you particularly connected with? Who would come on? Yeah.
Well, you know what? Not many of them.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, so let me just say this about guest stars, and I touched upon this a little, at the Chicago Con. When you're a guest star, first of all, a lot of our guest stars already came with an immense body of work, and it was incredible to get an opportunity to work with them. That was magnificent. The caliber of performers that Stargate drew.
Yes.
And then we had performers who were just starting or they were building their career. The thing about being a guest star is that you're coming into a set that's already established. People already know each other. We've got a shorthand. We know our characters, and so it can be very intimidating.
Of course, especially with a set as impressive as Atlantis.
Yeah. It can be a very, very intimidating thing. I've been a guest star on many things in my life, and sometimes the series regulars don't really give you the time of day, and that just makes it even worse. But we on our show always really, really lent into making sure that our guest stars felt incredibly comfortable, and although none of my relationships with them are enduring, I enjoyed working with all of them, and it's the guest star that kind of moves the story along.
Yeah.
So
I think it's fortuitous that Claire was a part of that, became a part of the mythology, because you two were roommates in LA, were you not?
Yeah. Okay. So that's funny. So when you ask me about guest stars, I don't even think of Claire as
right,
because she's one of my dearest friends. So Claire and I.
Can we put a pin in that real quick, Rachel?
We'll say that again.
Can we put a pin in that? Can we come back around to Claire? Because I've got someone coming in here.
Oh my. Okay.
Someone who wants to say hello.
Aw.
I'm not sure who it could be, though, or if it's going to even work because I've never done this before. Oh my gosh, it's Bam Bam.
James. Hey, wonderful you.
Hi.
Hi. Aw. Okay.
How are you?
Gosh. How are you?
I apologize. I'm driving.
Yeah, I can
But,
see that. Be careful.
Don't kill yourself.
Very careful. Look, you can see stuff.
Is this oh, I like the Tesla. Check this out.
Ooh,
How
very
cool is
nice.
that?
They drive themselves, really. So you know.
Right.
And with this beard, it's like Santa with a sleigh. It's. But enough of that. How's my favorite person of all time?
Aw, I'm good. Okay. I'm legitimately tearing up. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to see you. Hello.
Well, I don't really see you. Just hold on a second. Oh, there you are.
Oh man, where are you driving?
You look exactly the same. That's not fair. Not fair at all. Damn it. I'm driving to Saturdays is Jade, my daughter's big day. I mean, she's always got a big day, but she's got piano in the morning, then swimming, then capoeira training for a couple hours.
Wow.
So her sort of grandfather figure has taken her there in the morning, and then I meet them at in 20 minutes, and then I take it from there, and then we go for lunch, do daddy-daughter stuff every Saturday, and you know.
Oh man, you look terrific. You look absolutely terrific. I haven't seen you. Oh my God, it's like 7 years. Has it been
When
8?
did we cast you on probably, I guess, my second episode of television directing ever, sort of thing. So that's the last time I saw you, right?
That was the last time we were, in the same place at the same time. That was
And
like
then you
at
were
least 7 years ago.
And then you were here in Vancouver with Ridley,
Yes.
and I missed you
And you
because
were in
I was
Hawaii.
in Mexico.
You were
Hawaii.
in Mexico.
Wait a second. Were you here in September? I was in Hawaii shooting in September.
No, you're right. You were in New Mexico. No, we were.
July, I was in New Mexico.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see you.
Yeah, that sucked. So, I mean, Hawaii was cool, but
I bet it was.
I'd rather see you, but
I want to squeeze you. I'm squeezing you.
Virtual. And what do you got? So what's happening here with this wonderful person?
I'm wrapping up season 2 of Dial the Gate. A couple more weeks left before I go on hiatus, and I wanted to bring one of my favorite people back on the show. And so Rachel, I reached out to James and I was like, man, I would love to have the two of you on because so much of Teyla really was the two of you.
Yeah. Completely.
And James, what was it like taking this person under your wing and helping to bring her fighting style and her so much of who that character was, help her interpret it and bring it to life?
That's a broad question. It was an absolute joy, obviously. And I saw her audition, her being Rachel Luttrell. I saw her audition, and I think Brad or Robert sort of showed me the tape and said, this is who we're strongly thinking of. And I was like, yes, hire her. Yes, she's the one. Not that not that anything I said had anything to do with it, because it didn't, but Rachel was already, strong forefront cat.
Oh, we're losing them.
We're losing
powerful
you.
And
there he goes.
Oh, sorry. How about now?
It's better.
Now we got you.
Am I here?
Yes.
So I'm in the mountains a little bit. I'm in North Vancouver. I'm traveling to South Vancouver. Yeah, I just something about Rachel told me. I just went to them and I said, "Hey," because Teyla's character wasn't originally written as a warrior, so to speak.
No. Yeah.
And so in that same conversation, I was like, okay, she's my fighter. I want to pick somebody. I got to make somebody into my special project, and
Exactly.
that's her. And they were like, okay. So I said, just when she gets here, just give me some time and to hang out, and I want to give her some stuff to do and some training, and I'll get back to you with some video footage. I mean, back then it was a little more difficult. We didn't have, cell phones and all that. So I had a mini DV camera and a Firewire and all that bullshit you had to go through. And back then, before people were doing previs, they did a little previs. And I think I came to Rachel first. I mean, I met her on set.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I came to her and we went to her trailer and I gave her some sticks. And
man, I was terrified.
Here you go. And I think the trailers are small, so the ceiling was like, we were like, oh shit, sorry, just a second. This is what I want, and I taught her just the initial pattern with the Eskrima sticks, and she went away and came back and went, oh, I think I can, and it was like, oh, okay, perfect. And she had a dance background and picked up choreography very, very, very quickly. And it was she was so good and so technically perfect that we had to the challenge was to rough her style up a little bit and make it a little messier, less dance, more fight, as I like to say. And because she was so good, and
I was so terrified. Now listen, I was so terrified that I rehearsed the, crap out of it. Whenever you gave me choreography, boy, I was just, so that was part of it.
What was it like?
But you made my job easy, so it was great. It was so smooth.
Well,
what was it like having James have your back and, just going from season to season, just evolving the technique and whatever episodes would allow?
It was terrific. It was terrific. I always felt like I was in such good hands with James, and I was. And we just had a terrific working relationship and an immediate, friendship, and it was great. We had so much fun. And yeah, I loved that aspect of Teyla. And as James said, it wasn't something that was initially going to be a part of who she was. And of course it became an integral element of her trajectory. So I'm deeply indebted to James, and we had a ball.
I think actually, I forget which episode it was, but it was Martin Giro's episode, or one of the episodes he wrote, where we introduced the Bantos rods.
Right.
Yeah, that was Suspicion.
Because he saw the footage that we had, the rehearsal footage, or the test footage that we had shot, I think.
Yeah.
And he called. Oh no! Well, we did another fight before that where it was actually a daytime fight sequence with the stick, and you broke the stick. And,
that was Suspicion, where they actually introduced the sticks themselves. But the Bantos rods appeared later, and they only got their name on screen in Sunday.
Ooh.
Sorry, geeking out.
It was a training sequence specifically. So we introduced the style earlier, and then in an actual fight sequence, and then started on the training sequences, which became a staple of the show. And then we introduced, Aquaman, and then
who
or Conan or whatever, and
Khal Drogo,
and then all of what is
all
him,
of that. Mm-hmm.
And we introduced him to her essentially, and I was like, okay, look, I got another fighter. Okay, great. And then we put the ingredients together, and it was just like couldn't stop these two. It was fantastic.
Wow. Wow, that's great.
We had a lot of fun. Oh man, it's so good to see you.
Better to see you. I was just we were texting the other day, which was interesting, but I was asking some questions in regards to a potential something in the coming months. So we'll see about that anyway.
Fabulous.
So that's I haven't had the opportunity on the DC stuff or on the Warner Brothers stuff, especially on a series. They're very particular about one and done, or you bring in somebody and then you can't cast them again. I think I got to cast your sister in another episode, which was cool. So keep it in the family.
Yes.
Which
Fabulous.
is also fun to see her. I just cast people just to visit, and
Isn't that how it should be?
that's the best, working with people that you love and friends. And then I ran into Erica in LA. Erica, your sister, walking across the street.
I know what you're talking
Super
about.
brief and random. But you had moved to Atlanta, I think, by then. So
Yeah. She let me know. She reached out. Erica's doing great. Cutie pie.
James,
My
this has
little
been
sister,
terrific.
Just so everybody knows.
Oh, okay.
My little sister, Erica Luttrell. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. Oh, he's in a tunnel. We lost him.
No.
I'm in a tunnel.
James, this has been terrific. The two of you together, just I'm so glad that we could do this, because it's just you two were such a team in helping to make that aspect of the show so cool and vivid and exciting, and it's a pleasure to be able to have you both on for even just a few minutes.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad I got to see my friend and really my sister.
Yeah.
So it's like family.
It's true. It's true.
And but damn you for not having any gray hair or
Jeez.
looking so perfect. Not fair. It's not fair.
Tanzania. Sorry. It's in the genes.
Great, but yeah, blame mom. I blame your mom, who's still wonderfully.
Oh yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing so well, so well. Mama looks amazing, feels amazing, is amazing. She's living with Erica right now, and she's loving life. Yeah.
I watched some of your cooking videos with
Yeah.
her, and really enjoyed that. It was like, I get to see mom. That's nice.
Yes. Mama's doing great. Mama's doing great.
Amazing. And you're still in Atlanta, yeah? Right now?
Yeah, we're still in Atlanta. Hottest blazes in Atlanta. Yeah.
I got to make it there. I've almost been there a few times, just not quite made it. I made it to New Mexico, and that was about it. But things keep, work. But we're gonna figure this out, like soon. It just might be a much colder spot that we see each other. But we'll talk.
We'll
talk.
We'll talk.
Thank you, James. Did he leave?
I think so.
That jerk! Oh, there he is.
I was like, did you just drop the mic? You were just boom. We'll talk.
He hung up on me.
Yeah.
But I'll go and let you guys do your thing.
You be
before
safe.
I crash. And
Please don't
I'm super
crash.
safe. You too. Good to see
Happy
you
Father's
too.
Day, mister.
Thank you.
Take care of
Best day
yourself,
of the
buddy.
year. You too,
Be
guys.
well.
Take care.
Bye.
Love you.
Wow. What a cool guy. I am so as I readjust this, everyone sees how I make the sausage. All right. Okay. I am so blown away by his success.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be blown away, because I mean, it's James, for crying out loud. But as soon as I found out that he was directing, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, his feet will never touch the ground. He's so exceptionally good at what he does. His eye is just extraordinary, and it's one of those things where it's like, you go, man.
I know.
So.
I know. Makes me very, very happy that he's doing as well as he's doing. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you for playing along with that.
So just so everyone knows, I had no idea that James was going to be a part of this. I had no idea. So that was a wonderful surprise.
Absolutely.
There was going to be a surprise, and I was worried.
I wouldn't do
That's
that
a good one. That was a really good surprise.
So having it was fortuitous having Claire on the show.
Oh goodness,
who
yeah,
was
right,
with
Claire.
you had roomed with her in LA as actresses, finding work, and then she found her way as Heitmeyer as a routine part of the show before she was so tragically removed suddenly. But what a good way to go if you're gonna go. Tell us about having your friend on and get involved.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yes, Claire and I. We knew each other back in our dancer days when we were in Toronto. We would see each other, at the dance auditions and, doing our splits and getting ready to go in and pas de bourrée across the floor. And then, pardon me, we moved to Los Angeles independently of each other. Okay. And I was looking for a roommate because it was back in the day where we were really hustling.
Yeah.
And my manager, was like, well, I'm repping, Claire. Do you know Claire? And I was like, oh my God, yes. I mean, I've seen her at dance, dance auditions. In any case, yes, we started looking for a place together. We lived together forever. She's one of my very, very best friends on the planet. Sang at her wedding. She was one of the very first. Oh yeah, she was one of the very first people to hold Caden, my firstborn. She came to the hospital. We're just she's one of my dearest. If I've got a problem, and I call Claire. So the fact that she got to play, the therapist and somebody who Teyla got to open up to it was so second nature. It was just so beautiful.
It would have probably been more interesting to, from your perspective, to have to play a little bit more of a guarded character, and not just go straight into, oh, I've known her for years, because you haven't.
Yeah,
you have to reel yourself back in a little bit, I would think.
Of course. But it's always fun to play with your friends, and she's a wonderful actress, and she's currently, and oh God, Claire, you're gonna kill me. I can't remember the name of the show, but she's currently working on the second season of a new comedy show that is currently only playing in Canada, but
Son of a Critch.
Thank you. Oh,
got you.
God. She'll forgive me because honestly, Claire, it's an ongoing, it's a joke. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'll be like, I worked with, I can't remember their name. And she'll be like, Robert De Niro. Oh, yeah, I forgot that name. That's how I am. I'm like, she's like, Rachel, oh my God, I don't remember.
That's funny.
Yes, but yes. And it's receiving, some terrific accolades. And she's
wow, that's great.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Good for her. I just showed some pictures of the show up on the screen for everybody to see. But I have some questions from fans. Lockwatcher wanted to know: did you manage to take home any costume, any of the costumes or the props? And if not, if you could have owned any, which would it have been?
Oh no, my friend, no, I didn't. Why? Because
I took them all.
What's that?
I took them all.
Oh.
I worked for the prop company that did it, so go ahead.
Lucky you. I tend to be a little trusting, and I was told, don't worry, you're going to get all of your wardrobe, all the stuff that you want. You just let us know, and whatever you want. That didn't happen. It all ended up getting auctioned off, and I don't fault anyone in the wardrobe department. But if I could have anything, I mean, there are certain iconic. I think they're iconic for Teyla pieces that I would love to have, like that very first leather coat from season 1. I would love.
It was beautiful.
It was so. Yeah, the wardrobe department was amazing. They just created such incredible, masterful pieces. And so, I mean, honestly, I would have walked away with all of the wardrobe, all of them. But I do love that jacket. That would be something that I would love to have had. Yeah.
Claire Fleck, what is something that you miss about playing the character?
Oh gosh, she was so wonderful to embody. You know, I miss her poise. I miss gosh, I miss so many things about her. I miss so many things about her. She was deep and she was poised and she was thoughtful and elegant and prescient and powerful and quick on her feet. And you know, obviously, other aspects that I miss are just as a whole, outside of playing Teyla, was is just the camaraderie of being on that show. That I very much do miss. Yeah.
Claire also wanted to know, when can we expect a visit from you in the UK? She wanted to know, had you been in the UK? But since you're going for UK citizenship, I would think that's a given. I don't know all the details though.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Honestly, I don't even remember the last time I was in the UK. When was the last?
Or British citizenship, I should say.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know. Claire, when I will be going to the UK. You know, if there's an offer, then I would love to. And the reason why I got the kids their citizenship, my children have 3 citizenships right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just, I love to travel. And I want to give them as much possibility and opportunity as they can have. And so, I wanted that so that in the future, if they wanted to live there, if they wanted to study there, it would be something that would be easily and readily available to them. But I'd love to go back to the UK. And yes, I have been. Yes.
Rob Sal, what was it like getting into that Wraith Queen makeup?
Oh.
I know we've asked this before, but
Yeah, no,
what
it's a good
a
question.
performance!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did not want to participate in that episode whatsoever. I was really upset by it because behind the scenes I was a new mom and I just thought it would be terrifying for my little guy. I just was like, really, this is going to be the worst. It was 3 hours of makeup, 3 hours. So, you have to get there at around 3:30 in the morning. And what they do, speak of masterful artists, they do an incredible job. And that transformation, I will say that once I started to portray that character, I absolutely loved it. I just loved bringing her to life because she just sat in a different place with me, and she was, oh man, she just felt so powerful. Yeah. Like I moved differently with her, and
Sink your teeth into it. Pardon the pun.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, to answer the question for the makeup was an intense process, and it took a very long time. Yeah.
Regal Giant. This is an interesting point I've never really considered. Was there any plot or approach during the production of those 5 seasons that you disagreed with, that you wanted adjusted?
Oh, that I disagreed with,
or that you wanted changed?
I don't remember ever like really railing against something. No. No, I don't remember ever doing that. I mean, there might have been a few moments where I, said things like, well, maybe like Teyla wouldn't say something like that, etc. But there was never a huge plot point that I took issue with. No. Was there ever a conversation about a concern for being underutilized? Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and we've danced around this a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like there was so much more that could have been pursued for Teyla. And yeah, I did oftentimes kind of, I did feel underutilized at times.
The thing that's interesting was having been made aware of the content of Stargate Extinction and where season 6 might have gone. they really were ramping her up,
Yeah.
especially with everything that we saw in season 5.
Yeah.
That show was, not to say that it wasn't clicking before, but it was really clicking. And that's one of my regrets about it. It's just, I don't like to dwell on regrets, but it was really coming along, and I think that they were addressing a lot of those concerns. Did you ever see the script for Stargate Extinction?
No.
Okay.
How is it that I haven't?
Well, let's just leave that there.
Okay.
Okay. You might find it interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But yeah,
Awesome.
Summer, our moderator, wanted to know: have you been working on any new music?
Oh. No.
Okay.
No, Summer, and I don't know that I will ever put out another CD. I don't know. No, I don't know that I will. I loved doing it, and it was such a gift. Working with the musicians, the caliber of the musicians that I got to work with was amazing, and where I got to record was amazing. It was wonderful, but I don't think I'll put out another one. I do love to sing, and so my kids get to hear it all the time. Mama's always singing, and then depending on what I'm singing, they know how I'm feeling. They're like, "Oh,
that's funny.
Gosh, she's singing Evita.
Oh God,
Something's gotta be wrong. It won't be easy." They're like, "Oh God."
Don't
Anyway,
cry for
but
me, Argentina.
Yes, exactly.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
I need to.
Yeah. I mean, there's an abundance of musicals out there.
Absolutely,
I
for
love
sure.
musicals.
What did you think of just to follow that train for a little bit of thought for a little bit? What did you think of the Hugh Jackman Les Mis that came out a few years ago?
Oh, I didn't
What?
like it.
You didn't.
I didn't like it as I mean, I liked certain aspects.
Okay.
Of it. I know. Please forgive me.
Hey,
I liked certain aspects of it, but I didn't love it.
Okay. I was blown away at how they did it. I was blown away that it was sung live, and that had never been done before. I was like, this is because you can always tell when it's dubbed.
Yeah, true.
The energy level is just different, and that I loved that about it.
True. But I had seen it so many times live on stage.
Yeah, this is true.
And I just I don't know.
It's my favorite of any musical. So, for sure.
Well, it's a fabulous. Listen, that's another one that comes out
What's
late at night while I'm cleaning dishes, and the kids
look
are
down,
like,
look down.
"No." There was a time when men were and they're like, no, Mom's got it. I guess
Just
I
don't
won't
chop your
ask
hair
that.
off.
Guess I won't be asking for more chocolate ice cream. I'm finishing that one.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Seriously, I love that musical too. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
What is your favorite musical?
Oh, I have to say my favorite musical is The West Side Story.
Wow. What did you think of the movie?
I loved it.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
I loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
West Side Story for some reason has always been. Maybe it's the love story. Maybe it's the tragedy. I don't know. I've always loved that musical, and I think that he did a great job. I mean, come on.
Linda Alexander, to wrap this up, if you had to end up with if Teyla had to end up with John or Ronon, which would you have preferred?
It's so funny. I get this question so often.
I know.
Gosh, could I choose both?
Hey, warrior princess.
Right,
she's got to build her
exactly.
tribe somehow.
Hello.
Absolutely.
Exactly. They
Hello,
both satisfy
pet.
different needs and wants.
Absolutely. Rachel, this has been just a treat having you back on. Thank you for helping us round out this season. You're always just wonderful to have.
It's my pleasure. I truly, truly, deeply thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I can't think of another fabulous way to spend an afternoon.
Aw.
A hot as blazes afternoon.
Well,
And you, my friend. Yes.
I need to go out to Atlanta one of these days. I've been meaning to do it. I have friends out there. I need to buy you dinner at some point. Just say thank you for everything you've done.
I love that. You don't have have to buy me dinner, but I'd love to see you.
Well, absolutely.
Let's do it.
And thank you for continuing to keep the work alive and give fans a reason to come back for more. So.
It's my pleasure and my true honor.
Thank you. You take care of yourself, and we will be in touch.
Okay. All right, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All my best.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dial the Gate is brought to you every week for free, and we do appreciate you watching. And if you want to support the show further, buy yourself some of our themed swag. We're now offering t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, and hoodies for all ages, as well as cups and other accessories in a variety of sizes and colors at dialthegate.com. From the merchandise tab, you can click on a specific design to see what items are being offered. Checkout is fast and easy. You can use your credit card or PayPal. Just visit dialthegate.com, and thank you so much for the support. All right. We have more episodes coming up next week. I'm still getting the schedule figured out, so that information is going to be coming out relatively quickly here. I'm really excited about the guests that we're going to have. One in particular, it's just one of those where it's like, I'm not going to say anything because it's not concrete yet, but it's one of those where it's like, I can't believe we're getting this person, you know, and it's a guest star from an early season of SG-1 and one of my favorite characters on the show. And it just proves to me, you know, there's nothing wrong with asking. And some people will still say, yes, absolutely. So our final season, our final episodes are going to be July the 2nd, and more information about those is going to be published soon, including an episode of trivia. And then we will be making an announcement about plans for the fall. There's a lot of stuff that's coming up that I can't mention yet because certain other people have got to make the announcements first. Season 3 will be resuming or starting up around late September, early October. And there's going to be more content heading your way, not just on the Dial the Gate channel. I will say that. My thanks so much to my production team for making the show possible. Linda, Gate Gabber Fury, for keeping the wheels greased and spreading the word, as well as Anthony. He's been doing a lot of that too on social media. Thank you guys so much for that. Thank you to my moderators, Summer, Tracy, Keith, Jeremy Reese, and Anthony for making the show possible. Thank you to Frederick Marcoux at Concepts Web for keeping the site up and running, and Jeremy, who keeps the site up to date. It's a pleasure and a treat to continue the work, and we'll have more content for you this coming weekend. My name is David Reed for Dial the Gate. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the other side.